I'm Brandon Zenner, Community Relations Specialist for Sedgwick County. Thanks for being here today ahead of the dangerous winter storm conditions we are expecting this weekend. Just for the format, we're going to have each of the departments come up and give some remarks throughout the program, and then save any questions you do have until the end. That would be appreciated. So with that, I'll start with Emergency Management Director Julie Stimson.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Julie Stimson, Sedgwick County Emergency Management Director, JULIE-STIMSON. I want to discuss kind of what we're expecting as far as the winter weather over the next several days, and then we're going to talk about some travel preparedness tips on how to keep yourself safe. Just within the last 30 minutes, we were issued a winter storm warning that's going to start at 12 p.m. Tomorrow through Sunday at 12 p.m. We are expecting extreme cold temperatures that will begin bright and early tomorrow morning. We're expecting wind chills upon waking at -6 degrees below Fahrenheit. Saturday, wind chills will be -17. That's going to be the coldest of the days. And then Sunday and Monday, we're expecting wind chills at -10. So we are extremely concerned about the cold weather and making sure people understand that this is a dangerous situation and we need people to be protected. Snow is also coming with the storm system. We're not expecting the snow until Friday afternoon, late afternoon, and that's going to go through Saturday afternoon. Amounts will vary. We do know it's going to snow. We just don't know certainly how much, but right now estimates are anywhere between 5 and 9 inches. It's going to be a dry, powdery snow, so we're not expecting it to stick to power lines or trees or anything that significant, but that light snow can blow really easily and cause visibility issues. So there are going to be some hazards, especially with travel during this extreme cold and winter event. The main message we want folks to understand is minimize your exposure to these temperatures. When we get into these temperature ranges, it does not take long to get frostbite and hypothermia, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. If you must travel, you need to have a prepared winter kit in your vehicle. The goal is to stay warm and stay hydrated. Even if your vehicle is not involved in an incident, it doesn't mean you can't get stranded on the highway. If there's something going on ahead of you up the road or up the highway, you can still be stranded in your vehicle for several hours. Things you want to have in your kit is a flashlight, jumper cables that are in good working order. You want to make sure your vehicle is in good repair, that your battery is in good condition. Shovel and an ice scraper with a brush, a blanket or a sleeping bag, something to keep yourself warm. Water, non-perishable food items, kitty litter or sand to help with traction in case you do get stuck on the road. You can sprinkle some of the kitty litter or sand to help you get traction. A phone charger. And then another thing we want folks to do is stay informed, especially if you're traveling. Look ahead, see what the forecast and the weather conditions are going to be. Winter weather can be challenging. Things can change at a moment's notice, but we do know we're going to get cold. We do know we're going to get snow. But keep in tune to local media, social media, local weather apps. Sedgwick County offers Civic Ready, the mass notification system. You can sign up and select to receive weather alerts as well. With that, next up is going to be Captain Sullivan with EMS.
Tyler Sullivan, Tyler, last Sullivan, Chief Workforce Officer with Sedgwick County EMS. Here to talk just a little bit about the safety from an EMS point of view for the coming winter storm. I'd like you to, kind of echoing what Julie said, stay warm and stay dry. Do not go outside unless you absolutely have to. Preparation is going to be key, so please hit grocery stores and get the necessary food or medicine or whatever you would need during this affected time so that we're not traveling out onto the roadways. Traveling outside with lots of the snow and ice is going to cause accidents, and if we can prevent that, that would be ideal. Additionally, that also includes to just getting your mail and newspapers. If we don't have to go outside to get these little things right away, please stay inside. When the weather comes and the temperatures drops, we encourage dressing in layers and staying dry. Being cold and wet is going to get hypothermia much more quickly to the person. So if you can stay warm and stay dry, those are our two big things, just again echoing what Julie said as well. Over the weekend, we'll have increased staffing from the EMS side to make sure that we can respond in a timely fashion to what we hope is not an increase in call volume, but we're going to prepare for an increase in calls regardless. Thank you.
Bradley Crisp, Bradley, CRISP as in Paul, Sedgwick County Fire District 1. I'm the fire marshal. Sedgwick County Fire District would like to encourage residents of Sedgwick County during this upcoming winter storm event to stay home if at all possible. And if you're going to stay home, there's a couple of things that we would like to ask you to do. If you're going to use your furnace or your fireplace, please do a quick inspection of those devices. Just look for any obvious damage, any flues that have been disconnected. You can actually look up into your flue of your fireplace and see if there's any bird nests or wasp nests that have been created since this last summer, and make sure those things are operating properly. If you decide to use a space heater, we just want to ask you to maintain 3 feet of distance between your space heater and anything that would burn, like your bed or pieces of furniture or blankets, and make sure that your space heater is resting on something that is stable and flat, like the floor or perhaps a heavy table. The other thing that we'd like to ask you to do in the event of a power outage and you have a generator or you want to use a generator, make sure that you keep that generator outside. Generators create a lot of carbon monoxide, and that can be very dangerous for you and your family. Like I said, keep it outside, keep it away from doors and windows or any kind of air inlets into your home, and keep a good eye on it and make sure that it is operating properly, and again, away from your structure. I think that's about all I have. I'm going to introduce Lynn Packer, who is the county's chief engineer, for a few comments.
Hello, Lynn Packer, Lynnpacker. I am the Director of Public Works and County Engineer for Sedgwick County. Public Works crews for the county have already been out and assessing their roads, getting drivers familiar with new routes. The trucks have been in for maintenance. At this time, we anticipate we'll have 19 trucks available for each of our shifts. We're going to run 2 12-hour shifts right now, projected through at least the end of Sunday. Depending on how much snow we get, that could be into Monday. We'll start our 24-hour shifts tomorrow morning. Right now, we're finishing up normal operations and getting ready to have our trucks mounted with plows and get our salt sand mixture into our trucks. We do not intend at this time to pre-treat our roads with the temperatures we're expecting, as well as with the little bit of wind we will have in the light fluffy snow that's expected first. We're going to allow that to, as much as possible, get off the roads and clear before we need to start treating and getting that to stick onto the roads. We will have mechanics that are on hand to try to keep those trucks operational through the entire storm, but we do have backup plans with our motor graders to be able to supplement our trucks if needed. We have 19 trucks, as I said, with about 590 miles to cover. So without a doubt, with the expected right now, last I understood was 5 to 9 inches of snow in this area, we are anticipating that we are going to end up with snow-packed roads. We just don't have enough equipment to be able to keep everything clear with that much snow coming down. So if you have to be out, please drive slowly, and without a doubt, give those plows a lot of room to maneuver. Thank you very much.
Hello, Jackie Blackwell. I am the workforce specialist with Sedgwick County Emergency Communications. So Emergency Communications, in preparation for this winter event, will be increasing our staffing levels. What that means is we're going to have additional staff to support the community in case of higher call volumes, and also to support our first responders in real time and make sure they have that support that they need. Historically, with winter weather, call volumes come from traffic incidents such as slide-offs and also crashes, and also home incidents such as slips and falls outside. So our biggest message to the public right now is to stay off the roads if possible and to stay inside, stay warm. Reducing unnecessary travel really does make a difference, both in your safety and the first responders going out there. Lastly, I just want to recognize our staff. Our call takers and dispatchers are going to be showing up regardless of the weather, no matter what it does. And they're going to be answering calls, supporting the community and supporting the first responders, essentially. And we're just grateful for their commitment to keeping our community safe. Thank you.
Brandon Stitt with the Sheriff's Office, BRANDENSTITT. I'm the Public Information Officer. Obviously, the message is very simple. If you can stay home during this winter event, we want you to stay home. If you can't and you must travel, we want you to plan ahead of time and drive cautiously. Obviously, the snow and ice will impact your travels if you decide to get out over the weekend. So before you travel, simple things that you need to do is to remove any snow or ice from your vehicle before driving, which includes your windows and your lights, the roof, and your license plate. Before you leave, make sure that you have plenty of gas in your vehicle and plan for extra time. Also pack an emergency kit, which we have addressed, that includes warm clothes, blankets, food, water, and a flashlight, and especially a phone charger. If you are traveling, make sure you drive slowly. Make sure you increase your following distance and use your headlights. And it's not just so you can see, it's so you can be seen. One of our biggest concerns, as 911 mentioned, is our concern of slide-offs and crashes or disabled vehicles as a result of this snow event. And if you are involved in a crash or your vehicle becomes disabled in the snow, we do not want your vehicle left in the roadway, because that can cause serious hazards and cause secondary crashes. So if that does happen, it is okay to call 911 and let them know that your vehicle is abandoned. That way they can keep a list so they know that it is not a crash. But also, if you have the ability to call your own tow service, if it is not an emergency, we would definitely appreciate that, so we don't have deputies, troopers, and officers responding to what they believe to be a crash. Also, if you do find yourself in a situation where you are or your vehicle is disabled in the snow, we want you to remain in your vehicle, because obviously you will stay warm, but also you want to keep yourself in the vehicle just in case there is a secondary crash, and we don't want to have any injuries as a result of that. For simple crashes, we still need you to call 911 during normal operations. However, if the snow does start to impact the roads and our call loads, we will transition to what is called the Emergency Accident Reporting Plan. And I'm going to bring up Captain Ben Blick, who will address what to do if we activate ERP.
Captain Ben Blick, B-E-N-B-L-I-C-K. I'm the Patrol Division Commander for the Sedgwick County Sheriff's Office. If we do activate the Emergency Accident Reporting Plan, and you are involved in an accident where there are no injuries, the vehicles are drivable, and alcohol or drugs are not suspected, you have the opportunity to exchange information with the other driver and make a report at a later time. You'll contact the Patrol Division at 316-660-3760. During this time of the winter weather event, I'll be in contact with my field supervisors. I'll make the determination as to whether or not we're going to activate the plan, and we'll communicate that to our counterparts at 911. So if you do call in, they'll give you instructions on what to do as far as exchanging information and calling us. Again, this is only going to be for the unincorporated areas or the sheriff response areas. Municipalities in the city of Wichita will activate on their own accord.
Okay, and just to kind of wrap things up, I do want to comment, the Emergency Operations Center will be at a monitoring status throughout this event to monitor for community impacts, making sure we're keeping tabs on our infrastructure like power and roadways and things. That is all we have. If you have any questions, now would be a good time to ask.
I have some questions. So I know you said that you don't anticipate the snow causing issues with the power lines just based on the type that we're going to get. But if everybody stays home, there might be additional load on the power grid. Do you anticipate having issues with that this storm?
Our utility companies prepare for that. They bring in additional staff, and they have done a lot of risk mitigation with the power grid, that if we do have strain on it, they'll be able to communicate things ahead of time. And they also have ways to kind of reroute energy, if you will. I don't want to speak too much on the processes, but they're prepared for these type of events.
And then is there anything that you all are doing or preparing to have in place for extra need from the homeless community during the storm?
I would refer, there is the Second Light shelter that does activate their winter plan. I would divert any specific questions, though, to those organizations. All right, so again, the bottom line is we want folks to stay safe, minimize exposure outside, stay indoors as much as you can. It's going to be a rough couple of days, but we'll get through it, and thank you for your time.